Music artists and entrepreneurs, what's good? Mike Sarge here from MikeSarge.com. And listen, I thought I was going to be able to take a break. I thought I was going to be able to chill, cruise to Thanksgiving, cruise to Christmas, cruise to New Year's, and that y'all was going to be straight. By the way some of y'all posting on social media, the way some of y'all talking and interacting, I don't believe that's the case no more. Listen, today I want to give you guys some of my top points, some of my top tips for how you can stay motivated and make this year your best yet ever. You feel me? Listen, before we do that, I want to give a special shout out to my sponsors. If you're interested in the people or the organizations, please be sure to check out the link in the description. The link's in the description of this video. And as always, thank you for making this possible. But as always, you already know the deal, man. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And let's work. Salutes to that. So I need to come correct real quick. Let me start off this video by saying this. Happy New Year. I mean, you made it. We made it. It's 2K20 and we here. Look alive, boy.
901 Shelby Drive. Look alive, look alive. Came up on this side, now they on the other side. Oh well.
Look, it feels good. It feels good to make it to the new year. But I won't lie to y'all. Running with a clean slate can be frustrating. Listen, regardless if you're brand new, you're starting a new career, or you're pretty seasoned in the game and you consider yourself a vet in your particular career field or your craft, it can be intimidating to look at a new goal, a new milestone that you set for yourself and thinking, how am I going to stay motivated to do this? Am I even able to do this? So today I want to talk to you guys about things that you can do to make sure that this year, all the goals and milestones and things that you set up for yourself, you make sure that they happen. All right, so point number one is pretty simple, and that's to make sure that you are celebrating your wins. Look, I get it. It's cool to make sure that you have goals. It's cool to make sure that you have, milestones or things that you're really trying to accomplish, right? That's all cool. But most people don't even get to the starting line because they won't even recognize the things that they have done well up until this point. Some of you are so focused on what you don't have or what you didn't accomplish that you're completely missing out on the fact that you did a lot of things well. So let's say last year was terrible, right? Let's just assume everybody's last year was terrible. I guarantee you there are gems within that terrible year, right? I guarantee you even if you have a terrible experience, at your job or in a relationship or whatever, there are always things that you can look at and go like, yo, that could have been so much worse. Look, okay, let's take it music artists, right? And bands. Who cares that you don't have 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 followers? Some of you don't even have, some of you barely have 500. But if you look to last year, the year before, you may have barely had 100. So let me get this straight. You had 100 at one point. You might be at 300, 450, and you're complaining that you don't have 1,000 and 2,000. You've shown progress. You've shown progress, so make sure that you're focusing in on the things that you did well. Some of you guys, you didn't get promoted this year, or you didn't get promoted this past year, the past couple months or whatever, and other people that you feel like didn't deserve it got it. Who cares? The one thing you do have, a job. You are able to pay your bills, and even for some of you, even if you feel like you're scraping pennies to make it every single month, you have a way to provide for yourself and or your family. You may not have the latest car, but who cares? You have a vehicle that gets you from point A to point B. I know some of y'all still driving with that light on, that engine light on, and you need to get it checked. But I understand sometimes you just like, nope, Satan, you're not ruining my day today. No, sir, I'm getting to work today. What I'm saying is we have to celebrate the wins in every part of the journey. Every step matters. Every single step matters. You have to appreciate the steps so that you can get to where you're trying to go. All right, so point number two is pretty simple, and it's just this. Acknowledge the losses and how those losses affected you. Now, what I mean by this, before you guys even start going on a tangent, what I don't mean is,
oh man, like my year was terrible, bro. The whole year was trash, sis. You feel me?
Okay, it was bad. It wasn't the greatest year. And why? Why was it bad? What happened? What made this year terrible? What makes that experience terrible for you? What makes this job terrible? What makes that relationship terrible? What makes your music not desirable to other people? What makes it not good? What caused you to not reach your goals and milestones last year? What were the stumbling blocks? We got to stop generalizing things and just saying, well, this is bad, this person's terrible, this is why. Be specific, don't be so broad, because if you're just broad, you're not acknowledging how it's affecting you. Matter of fact, in this case, I'm going to use myself as an example. Like, this past year was a roller coaster for me, right? I lost friends and family members, whether that was to tragic death, whether that was to just not seeing eye to eye, whether that's people on the job talking behind my back, whether that's people not wanting the best for me. Like there are tons of things that happened this year. But if I just generalized it and said, well, this year was bad, then I would never ever be able to improve myself and figure out ways that I can prevent myself from getting into those situations ever again. Like, in those situations, wasn't my fault. Is it my fault that my perspective, or is it my fault that my situation in regards to my career field or my music or whatever isn't better? Is it my fault, or is it actually other people that are affecting it? But if you're not willing to address those things, you're never going to get better. Listen to me when I say this. Look, just because you didn't accomplish something that you set a goal for, just because you lost something in your life, whether that's a person or a group of people or an organization or just material things, just because you lost those things and just because you didn't reach your goals does not mean that you are a failure. That does not mean that you do not have value. That does not mean that you do not have purpose. Just because you made mistakes, just because you got taken advantage of, whatever the case, that does not mean that you are a failure. What that means is you're human. You're human. And if no one else has told you this, it's okay to be human. Well, it was okay to be human last year, and it's definitely okay to be human again this year. There are going to be times where you fail because you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball. No one else. It was no one else's fault. It was you, right? And you got to learn from it. But there are other times where you blame yourself way too much for things that were completely out of your control, right? You are human. You have strengths, you have weaknesses, but that's the great thing about life. It's we have the opportunity to get back up when we fall. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna add that as a hashtag this year on social media. Hashtag be human. And my final point number 3 is simple. Game plan around both to be great. Now, when I'm talking about both, I'm talking about your wins and your losses. You can take those things that you're great at, the things that you accomplished, the things that you were like, yo, I killed it this year. You can take those things and you can take your losses, put them together and make a game plan around them. How so? We about to get into that. All right, so let me give you a very simple yet very real example that we hear every single year, right? I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna work out more this year. So what? You said that last year. So what makes the difference between you saying it now and when you said it then? All right, so let's look at it. Points 1 and 2 being the wins and the losses. Let's look at the wins. The wins being, hey, you probably did sign up for a gym membership. Whether that was this year, last year, the year before, whatever it is, you actually put your money where your mouth is and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna sign up for a gym membership. Or I'm gonna sign up for a group, local to me, and we're gonna go out running, we're gonna do sprints, we're gonna do sports. Cool, that's a win for you, right? But then point 2 was you gotta acknowledge the losses. And the losses might be, yeah, you signed up, but you probably went twice and then stopped going. You probably started going, but then you started looking at the other people in the gym or outside working out, and you were like, dang, like these people are already fit. Like, why are they even here? Which I completely get, but what you're missing, the fact is, they're not there for you. They're not there for other people. They're there because they have a goal that they're trying to reach. They're trying to bench a certain amount of pounds. They're trying to get a certain mile and a half run time, maybe a 5K they're trying to train for, things like that. They have a goal in mind, and you're missing that because you're looking at other people. So again, that is a loss for you. But if you don't acknowledge the loss, you can't get anywhere. All right, so we got point 1 and 2. All right, so what are we doing? How do we game plan? Well, an example of game plan, if this is me, right? I would make sure that I set specific goals for myself for the week, for the month, for the year. and make sure I stay on track with those things. For example, like, am I working, am I doing leg days Tuesdays and Thursdays? Am I running? Am I doing cardio Mondays, Wednesdays? Is Friday a cheat day where I get to just chill, hang out with friends, things like that? Do I need to, am I motivated enough to go by myself, or do I need to have someone else come with me? These are the things that you have to design. You have to make a game plan for in order to be successful. Do you need to be a part of a group? Are you a parent? Are you a mom? Like, there are plenty of Facebook groups. There are plenty of groups in which you can find other moms that go out and work out, do 5Ks, things like that. Fellas, all we do is play sports. We're super competitive. Make sure that you go and do a sport that you love, especially ones that you love watching on TV. Go play some football, go play basketball, do tennis, do baseball, go do something, but make sure that you have accountability. That is a game plan. Just setting goals is not going to help you. You have to take action. Let me go ahead and talk what the church say. Faith without works is dead. You can talk about it all you want, but if you do not make a game plan, you ain't going nowhere. All right, let me give you another example, especially because most of you are in the music realm in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a producer, a band, music artist, singer, songwriter, rapper, whatever you are, right? Listen, let's say you're like, yo, I'm gonna get 1,000 more followers this year, right? I'm gonna get 1,000 more followers, or I'm gonna get 1,000 streams on my new single that I know I wanna release either this year or next year. All right, bet. The question is, what's your game plan? How you gonna make that happen? All right, so what are the things that you could do? I mean, something that I would do, a few things that I would do are pretty simple. I'd make sure I'm going to open mics in my local area, right? Or matter of fact, I'd be sure to go to 2 open mics a week. One that's in my local area, and maybe another one that's in an area maybe 15, 20 minutes out of my local area, maybe 30 minutes to an hour outside of my area, so you can reach different people, you can network with different people. I would also go to music events in which I'm not performing to meet the top talent in my area, network, meet new people. Whenever there's a concert, whenever there's a music conference, anything within either my local area or in a big city within an hour or two within me, from me, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna go, I can network. Then all of a sudden your follower count's going up because you're following them, they're following you, you're getting to meet people, things like that. What else would I would do? Well, use social media more effectively. Like, if you are a songwriter or a rapper, you need to be posting covers, you need to be posting remixes or freestyles or something on social media. That will be a way for people to consistently be engaged with you. These are just a couple things that can build up your follower count and build up your streams on whatever platform that you're using. But you can't just say, yo, I'm gonna get 1,000 more followers this year, or I'm gonna get 1,000 more, streams this year, just thinking just because you hop on the stage and you perform, that's how it's going to change it. That's not going to change it at all. You got to have a game plan for yourself. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Number 1, make sure that you celebrate your wins. Don't take nothing for granted. Number 2, acknowledge the losses and how they affect you. And number 3, take the previous 2, take them both, use them, game plan around them so that you can be great. And again, so that this can be your best year ever. You feel me? But if there's one thing that you guys should notice from all of the points, don't be broad. Don't be broad, be specific. That's like you just saying like, oh, I want to be in a relationship, I want someone, but you don't care how they look or how they eat or how they sleep or if they're messy or they're dirty, or like, you gonna care. Be specific. Just like you gonna be specific about who you want in your life, whether friends, family, etc. Make sure that you're specific about your goals and your milestones and things like that. As simple as that. So what's good? Did you guys like this video? If so, be sure to hit that like button, then hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Also, if there's a particular topic that you want me to talk about, go ahead, go down in the comment section. I do read my comments and I will add your suggestion to the list. And as always, be you, enjoy your life, and live authentic. Salute to that. I'll catch y'all later.